My name is Marcus Longinus. For 20 years, I served in the legions of Rome. I saw cities burn. I saw men beg for their lives. I saw the power of the empire crush any resistance. I was a centurion. I commanded 100 men. My word was law. My sword was justice. I knew no fear until that day, the day a simple man, nailed to a cross, broke me from inside. Rome forged me like iron in fire. At 16, I left my village in Gaul to serve under the imperial eagles. I learned that strength solves everything, that compassion is weakness, that the gods favor the strong. In Judea, we were hated. The Jews whisper about their Messiah, about liberation, nonsense from a conquered people. I had crucified dozens of rebels. To me, it was just another day at work. But Jesus of Nazareth, he was different. When they brought Jesus to the praetorium, something was off. The other prisoners arrived screaming, cursing, begging. He arrived in silence. Pilate was nervous. In 20 years of service, I had never seen a Roman governor afraid of a carpenter. But there was something in that man's eyes, a peace that defied all logic. "Crucify him," the crowd screamed. The same crowd that days earlier had hailed him. I saw the disappointment in Jesus' eyes, but not anger. How could a man look at his accusers without hatred? The soldiers laughed as they placed a crown of thorns. I laughed too. It was our cruel entertainment. But when I looked at him, Jesus looked back, not with defiance, not with fear, with compassion. For me, how can someone have compassion for his torturer? The Via Dolorosa, the way of suffering. I had witnessed hundreds of condemned men carry their crosses. They always cursed, always resisted until the very end. Jesus fell 3 times. Each fall was harder to watch than the last. Not because I felt pity. Centurions do not feel pity. But there was a dignity in his suffering that unsettled me. The women wept. He stopped, bloodied and exhausted, and comforted them. "Do not weep for me, but for yourselves and for your children." What kind of man consoles others in his final moments? One of my soldiers spat on him. Jesus simply wiped his face and kept walking. I felt something strange in my chest. Was it shame? Impossible. Roman centurions do not feel shame. At Golgotha, we divided his garments. It was tradition. The soldiers gambled, joked. I supervised as always. It was just another execution. But when they raised a cross, when he was there, suspended between heaven and earth, something changed. "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." Long pause, voice cracking. Those words struck me like a spear to the chest. Forgive us? Those who nailed him to the cross? Those who mocked him? Me, who allowed it all to happen. Darkness covered the land at noon. In 20 years of service, I had never seen anything like it. My soldiers were afraid. So was I, but I couldn't show it. He spoke to his mother. He spoke to the thief beside him. Even in agony, he cared for others. "What kind of man?" "I thirst," he said. I ran to offer him vinegar on a sponge. Why did I run? Why did I care? Centurions do not run to help the condemned. But I looked into his eyes as I offered the sponge, and he smiled. A weak, painful smile, but genuine, as if he was thanking me not just for the drink, but for a final gesture of humanity. "It is finished." Those were his last words. Not a cry of despair, but a declaration of victory. Victory in what? He was dying. Then the earth shook. The temple veil was torn. The rock split. And something inside me broke as well. I looked at that dead man on the cross, and the words came out of my mouth before I could stop them. Truly, this was the Son of God. My own words shocked me. I, Marcus Longinus, Centurion of the legions of Rome, declaring that a Jewish carpenter was divine. But I could not deny what I had seen. I could not deny what I had felt. That night, I could not sleep. His words echoed in my mind. "Father, forgive them." How can someone forgive their killers? I began to understand that I had witnessed something impossible. A man who loved to the end, who forgave to the end, who cared for others to the very end. I was a soldier hardened by war and cruelty. But that man, That man showed me what it means to be truly strong, not through violence, but through love, not through revenge, but through forgiveness. He broke me from the inside, broke my hardness, my coldness, my indifference. And in that brokenness, I found something I never knew existed, the possibility of becoming a better man. They say he rose again 3 days later. I wasn't there to see it, but a part of me already knew that death could not contain that man. I left the Roman army shortly after. I could no longer serve an empire built on strength and fear after encountering a kingdom built on love and forgiveness. My name is Marcus Longinus. I was a centurion, but that day on Calvary, I became something far greater. I became human.